Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon. Let me say good afternoon to everyone. All right, so this particular webinar, I'm sure that all of you are very well aware that why we are here and what particular topic we are here for. Let me just tell you one more time that why we are here to. We are here to discuss about, to know about what is research, firstly. Second, what is research topic, how we go about research topic, and then we'll also be clearing an air about what is exactly a what do you say, research proposal. Before that, let me begin the slides and let us have a look on what exactly research graduate also is. All right, so when we talk about research graduate, let us introduce about research graduate. So research graduate is an organization where we try to provide you all the kind of services. We try to assist you in beginning up with the topic selection, where we help you with the research paper writing, review paper writing. We help you with statistical analysis, proofreading, editing. In a nutshell, we try to help you with all your research query from A to Z. You can say that we are your Amazon in shopping, the way Amazon try to help you with. We are trying to be your Amazon in research. And so if you have any kind of queries, if you have any kind of concerns, if you are stuck at any point of your research, you can be rest assured that research graduate is there to support you. Is You can be rest assured that research graduate is there to help you with. All right, all right. So now the question comes that how can you contact research graduate? So there are the details. You can contact us on the given email ID and the given WhatsApp number. You can also browse us on researchgraduate.com. All right. Okay. So when it comes to the structure of this webinar, this would be round about 90 or so minutes of presentation, 30 minutes and so of the question and answers. Be rest assured for your PPTs, for your recordings, and for the certificates. And make sure that you, whatever email ID you register with, please, you check that only for all these three things: your PPTs, your recordings, and your certificates, because we'll be sending that, all these three things, on that email ID only once the webinar ends. Okay. And one another thing which you may guys may complain or may get concerned with during the course of webinar, that the video quality. Please, in case if you come across with any kind of video concerns, increase your video quality on YouTube to the prescribed mentioned standards. And still, if any concerns prevail, so just be with me what I say, because in any which ways you are going to receive the PPTs and recordings later, so you're not going to miss anyhow. So just listen for that point in time what I'm saying, okay, instead of focusing on what's going on the slide for that point in time. Also, we'll be preferring to take the questions by the end of the webinar, because what happens is that taking the questions in middle of the webinar, generally uh, we lose the track of the topics. Okay, coming back to my introduction. Myself, Dr. Renu Mishra, and I am currently located in Dubai, UAE. I am an assistant professor by profession and my designation. I obtained my PhD from India, from Jamia Hamdard, and I am in the profession of teaching from, I mean, it's been 10, 12 years now. And I am teaching at the level of MBAs and PhDs here. And apart from teaching, and I am also a freelance corporate trainer. I'm also a researcher. I conduct research workshops and I write research papers and book chapters. And I'm also associated in the capacity of journal reviewer in a couple of international and journal, international and national journals. All right. Now, coming back to start with the today's webinar. Now, this is what we are here for. Now, firstly, let me tell you about what is exactly research. Now, when it comes to research, something when we hear about research, the word research, which comes to our mind, the first thing which bothers is like the first question which hits the chat box is, I want to pursue. Now we keep ourselves to get bothered. I want to pursue, I want to pursue. We never come out of it. Now when we say that we want to pursue something, so just don't remind yourself I want to pursue, just sit with it. Okay, you know that you want to pursue in something. Identify the relevant topics. What is something which you want to do? Okay, I'll come back to it later, how you can do that. Now let me tell you what is research. So basically when you talk about the research thing, so you need to know what is a research. So research basically is that when you are dwelling deep into a particular problem, when you are investigating a particular issue, when you are identifying some concerns, some problems, some solutions for those problems. Okay, so that is research, researching. So if you are searching, researching, so divide that. Okay, that is research. Okay, now basically research involves a series of steps. Okay, research involves a series of steps. You are conducting something, you are explaining something, you are predicting that this might can happen in my work, these kind of findings I may come across. I may can come across some phenomena and something like that. Okay, so, when we talk about research, there are primarily two types of research: inductive research and deductive research. All right? Okay. Now, when you talk about inductive research and deductive research, now this is something, is it a tip which I give to all my students, in generally when I teach also. When you do not know any normal terminologies of anything, just go with the literal English meaning of it. Okay, like for example, deductive. So in simple meaning, if any teacher asks you what is deductive research, tell me what is deductive research, and you being a naive student, you're just looking here and there, and what is deductive research? So just trust me, go by an English meaning, follow whatever English you have learned till now. Deductive means deducing something. So you have a set theory, already established theory. Out of those theories, you are getting something out of it. So when you are deriving something out of those already established theory, and that's something out of this, those hypotheses. Okay. Inductive means you are not having any theories. Okay, you are proving those hypotheses right or wrong in those kind of research. Okay, so whatever you know about the deductive, vice versa is inductive. So if you do not know about inductive research, it's okay, you should know about one. So deductive is, you know that deductive, I'm reducing something. There is one research, there is one theory, I'm reducing something out of it. Okay, I do not know about deductive, so anything what I know about deductive, anything opposite to it is inductive. Good to go. All right, so this is what we learned about deductive and inductive. All right. All right, so let's move ahead and let's know more about research. So when you talk about research, so research is basically anything what you do in research firstly remains a statement unless and until you prove it. You prove it with the help of your literature review. You give a logic behind it. Okay, and that logic is given either by your, what do you call as uh, your literature review, what the previous what do you call that the published articles, your own collected data. Okay, so anything remains a statement if it is not backed up by any literature, any collected data, or any logical statement which is proved by previous authors. Okay, so research is conducted to prove any hypothesis, to give any substantial knowledge, to generate any questions, to come across any solutions. Okay, so you have any problem in hand, you want to come across any solution to it. Okay, you want to look, so this is something quantitative research. Okay, now if you want to do any systematic literature review, so that is also a research. In that you want to collect some substantial knowledge about a particular topic, that is also a research. So you are assembling a knowledge. Okay, so you are going every nook and corners of a particular topic related. So in that you are assembling a shared body of knowledge, that is of research. Okay, so understand that when you are dwelling deep into a particular topic related, okay, and then you are finding answers, and then you are presenting in a format, okay, that is called as research. All right, great. Now, moving ahead. Now, we should know what are the characteristics of research. All right. Now, firstly, research focused on some priority problems that we know that. Okay, there are some problems which we are looking at. Now, what I meant by problem is those who are already pursuing their research, they must be with me that problems means your gap areas, their research questions which they, because see, when you take a topic in your hand, okay, you want to look into particular aspect. Let's say for example, you want to identify that why people buy brands. Let's take like some general topic. So this is why people buy brands. This is a very vague topic. Why people buy brands? Now you want to go into specificity. That's what I'm saying. Focus on priority problems, right? Now you want to see this. You need to be very focused, because in research you need to be rest assured that there is something called timeline. Okay, you just can't spend your entire life on just researching on one thing, and that people also do, because but that's their job. That's what we call them, scientists. But when they keep on doing on that, they keep on progressing in one thing and one thing and one thing and one thing, right? But the point is that when you are pursuing your PhD or your MPhil, then you have your stipulated timeline. So your problem areas should be specific, and that comes from research gaps, and that you find out from your literature. So the suggestion from my end is to do a thorough literature, that see what has already been done and what has not been done. I will focus on that. That becomes your priority. Okay. Second thing, research should be structured. Okay. You just can't just be everywhere. Just be understand. See, you are not a superhuman human. Just be understand, and let's accept it that you just can't be everywhere, you just can't do everything. Okay. So adopt a very systematic procedure. And here I want to like to say one thing, that every university has some specific procedures, some specific structural guidelines in which you need to attempt your research. Then your research should be logical. When I say research should be logical, that means your research methodology should be justified. See, if you are saying my research is qualitative, why it is qualitative? Many researches I have seen, I am attempting quantitative study. Why it is quantitative study? That is not justified. I am going for snowball sampling. This entire theory of snowball sampling is there. Why snowball sampling? That is not there. So that should not be done. Okay. Then research should be reductive. This means that finding should of one researcher should be made available to another researcher, so that others should not replicate them. So obviously, if you have done them, others should not do that. And mind it, this is a crime. If you are doing what others have already done, this is a crime. Now here there's a catch. Let's say, for example, if you are doing one study which some other researchers have done in Maldives or in Paris, but you want to conduct the same study in a region of Bihar, or in a region of Sri Lanka, that's okay. You've changed the region, that is okay. Okay. But completely replicating the study is not allowed. Then, moving on further, there are furthermore characteristics of research which you should know. It should be generative, it should be action oriented. Generated means some value oriented should be there. Action oriented, you should represent that how your research can be implemented. I mean, it should not be that just for the sake of research. Because today, of lately, I was reading an article. There was a discussion by Mr. Narayan Murthy, that you many of you must have gone through. The man behind Infosys, he said that even though we have a lot of IIMs and IIT, but in India, but if you see that how many progressive researches we do in India, this is actually a thought. How many progressive researches we do, how many how many products, how many services, how many researches we come up with, which can be actually, like, every year we hit by dengue, every year we hit by chikungunya, right? So this has become something which we have accepted, that this will come and go. But are we doing some researches with which we can prevent it? No. So even though we have some exceptionally well educational institutes with us, but how much well developed action oriented research we are being conducted we are being conducting in our country, that's still a debate. So the point is that our focus should be this on. action oriented researches. And then rest of the characteristics are self explanatory. Now, coming on, why do we do it? This is something which is important to know, because this is something which you write in your research proposal and your dissertation and your thesis as well. Primarily, when you write your purpose of research is, you write it as exploratory. Exploratory, as I said, exploring. Exploring is basically when you are basically, conducting or exploring around a problem. You are looking a better understanding towards the solution, towards the nature of a problem which is not yet clear. Exploratory, the word has come from the word called exploring. Okay, so you are exploring a better understanding towards a problem. Remember this: exploring nature, exploring purpose. Make sure this is a part of research proposal, which I'll be showing you a sample of a research proposal in this session today. Explanatory, so please, all those who are planning to leave this session, please don't do so, because I'll be taking you a journey, I'll be giving you a journey of research proposal. So all those who are willing to pursue their PhD, I'm sure this is going to be a great session for you all. Explanatories. Explanatory means explaining. If this is happening, why this is happening. Causal research. Okay, so here you are actually explaining cause and effect. Simple. If this is happening, why this is happening. This kind of research. Descriptive research. Descriptive research is describing how, why, what not, why, what happened, when, all this, characteristics, everything, describing detail. Right? All right. So let's move ahead. Now, all that I have for your better understanding, I have, given you a comparative analysis of all these kind of researches, so that you get a better understanding of all these kind of researches: exploratory, descriptive, and explanatory. So, how and what kind of research approach is used? In exploratory, you take unstructured, because you do not have a clear understanding. In descriptive, you go for structured, and explanatory, you go for extremely structured. In exploratory, you want to know, you ask questions. Okay, so when it is conducted, how it is conducted, everything is there. All right, so all those who are willing to do their PhD, I think this chart is great use of for them. Okay, so these are the objectives of the research. So, I mean, again, you come across with great deal of solutions with them, and you unlock the new opportunities, possibilities you come up with, and then you get to know new solutions, new questions. See, trust me, with my experience, although till the time you don't finish with your PhD, many a times you feel that when will it be finished, when it will be finished, it is too much time, it is too long. But it once you become that doctor, it is extremely elated, it is extremely elated experience, trust me. So take it as a journey, take it as a journey which you may not enjoy right now, you will do it later. Okay, so this is what the objective of research is: to explore the unknown and to let know the world which is going to happen in your findings. All right, all right, okay. Okay, now here, which is a very important topic, that is research topic. Now, I would like to clear an air between two things. Please, if you have your notepad and pen, make a note also. um, okay, there is a difference between topic and title. Okay, topic is a wider domain. If you have your notepad and pen, please make notes. I mean, if it's your wish. Topic is a wider domain. All right, out of that topic you derive your title. Okay, so title is that name which you give to your study. Okay, topic is that subject area in which you are interested. Like, I'm interested in change management. That's my topic. I want to do it in that. Change management and employee engagement, marketing and product development, customer behavior and consumer behavior. So these are the topic, okay? And topic basically is that starting point from where you begin your research. All right. So generally, I have found a very clear uh, uh, line of confusion between many students. They say that my topic of the research proposal. No, 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 no. What you're telling to people is your title, that a study on so and so, factors implementing so and so, okay, an investigation on so and so. That is your title. Okay, now your topic is what you are beginning with for your research project. Okay, all right. Now, how you are finalizing a research topic. Now, what my major suggestion, now this is basically these are basically are the suggestions from my end. I just I can only suggest you when you are finalizing a research topic, because this is what I do with my PhD students also. Firstly, when you are finalizing a research topic, this is a association between you and your supervisor, obviously, always. Okay, because he or she is the one with whom you are going to work for rest of your PhD journey, your MPhil journey, or any other research course which you are going to take part with. So her concern or his concern is equally important. But my suggestion is, always go for a research topic in which you are interested in. Okay, so if you are not interested in any topic, you may not be able to take it very long, because PhD is not a course which will end in just 6 months. It's not a semester course. Okay, so if something does not interest you, because I have seen that these cases also, I have seen if some supervisors or some research guides suggest you, okay, go ahead with this course, we'll do this. Students, they are not able to take it ahead more than 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. So do something which interests you. Or another thing which I would suggest is that if somebody has a corporate experience, so then I think you should go with some topic in which your experience is there. If you have any experience, any job experience is there, then I think you may go ahead with that experience also, that area of expertise. Okay, that is also advisable. You may go ahead with that too. That is also not, I mean, good to go with. Second thing, when you are going with a research topic, please do not try to attempt everything under this universe. Please don't go for that. Something which is manageable. See, when we are trying to, that I have seen, when we are trying to do our PhD, when we are, that adrenaline rush, that yes, we are all set to do our PhD. We have recently cleared our net. All those who are from India, we have recently cleared our net, because this has happened with me also. I cleared my net, and thanks to God, I cleared my GRF also. So that adrenaline rush, that, oh fine, I have cleared my GRF also, no power in this world can stop me doing my PhD. I can do this, I'll do this. You want to touch the skies. And that's good also. That's good. That's good. I mean, that's the kind of motivation you want to do when you want to do the PhD. But you want to make yourself reminded that we should do something which is easily manageable. Okay? Because in this in that adrenaline rush, we may choose a topic which seems interested in the starting, but and your supervisor also say that, yeah, you may go ahead, you need to do it, go ahead with it. But later, when it comes to submitting your work, submitting your presentations, submitting your chapters, it becomes difficult. Okay. So keep a control on your work always. That's my suggestion. Keep a control on your topic. So don't go for topic which is too broad. You will find too much of information on that. You'll not be able to focus. And that has happened. I have seen people going through it. Okay. And that's what I do with my students. For initial 2 weeks, that's my way of telling my student. For initial 2 weeks, I let them free. When I feel that they have chosen a topic which is out of their which is out of their, which will be out of their control, I let them free. Set them free for 2 weeks, and tell them to go for finding the information, that is literature review. In those 2 weeks, they find that, okay, fine, this is too much of information, and then they come what to find and what to include and what not to include. So that stage, what to include, what not to include, is actually very harmful, because you can't include everything, because you have a page limit also in your dissertations, right, in your thesis. 200, 225, somewhere 250, and so you can't write everything. Literature chapter also have a limitation, 50, 55, 60, not more than that. So you can't include everything. Plus, if your topic is too broad, too much of information is already there, that means lot of work has already been done on that. So how will you find your literature gap? You can't avoid that factor also. So you take your time in finalizing a topic, but don't go for broad topic. It may take time initially. Also, do not go for a too much narrow topic. That's what I want to say. Because any immensely narrow topic would not allow you to get a literature review. Because if no information is available, it will, for a new researcher, it becomes difficult to find out the literature review. Okay. Then the next is that your what do you call your topic, when you are when you are going for a topic selection, finalizing, that whatever your topic is, your assignment requirements are there. When I say assignment requirement, that means your thesis requirements are there. Okay. And needless to say, your professor, your supervisor, you can't ignore. Okay. So you need to be in touch with him or her. So that's what I said, these are my suggestions. You need to be in touch with him or her. Okay. So whatever your topic is being finalized by a professor, just go for that. Obviously, you need to consider the scope as in what can be done in that, what has been already done in that, how much your professor is agreeing with that. See, it is a two-way discussion. It has to be two-way discussion, because every professor has a different way of doing conducting research. So you need to be sure that how you and your professor agrees with that. So that alignment you and your professor needs to describe, and you both have to work on that. But however, whatever kind of choice you make, because many a times professor says that you go and decide some topic which you want to work on, and then we'll finalize. So for that, I have to say that don't go for too broad and too narrow topic. Okay. All right. So how do you select a topic? So finalizing, I've told you. When you talk about selecting a research topic, how do you do that? So these five whys are very important. Why you are doing that? You know, it is of your interest and all that. Who, who will you, who are the individuals who might get beneficial by a topic? What are the major questions you want to identify? Like, for example, if you say that you want to talk about deglobalization, this is your topic. Because nowadays what has happened is, like, there was a time when the world was focusing on globalization. Now the world is focusing more on deglobalization. Like, every country is talking on strengthening their economy. Previously every country was talking on expanding outside their country. Now every country is talking about expanding in within their country. So that is deglobalization. So the point is that what are the questions in deglobalization? For instance, if deglobalization is the topic in which you want to work on. Okay. So various topic is important: national level, international level. When is your topic is important? Okay, so all these questions, whatever topic you have in your hand, whatever concern is there in your hand, answer on the basis of these w's. Okay, I'm sure when you note down the answers of these w's, you'll get lot of clarity. Okay, this helps you to get, okay, fine, this. Now out of these answers of these w, you may come across with some issues which you may convert it into a problem statement later. Okay. Okay, now coming on to one of the another aspect of this webinar. Now till now I hope research is clear, research topic is clear, research topic finalization selecting is clear. Now if there is any concern till now, we may cover it in the question and answers session. Now research proposal. Every university, before I begin talking about research proposal, every university have their set standards. Okay, so whatever I'm telling you in a generalized manner. So please don't get confused that my university did not tell me this, my university did not tell me this. So this is a very generalized manner. Okay, I'm not telling you keeping any particular university in mind. I'm telling you in a very you may not coincide with it. However, all the university have majority of these contents. Some may have two extra, some may have two less. Okay, so this is something which every universities have, two extra, two less. Let's first talk about what exactly is a research proposal. Now basically, whenever you are pursuing your research, first of all you need to get your approval. Okay, like, so and so researcher wants to pursue the research. You want to convey that my intent of pursuing this research is in this area. Okay, now this research proposal is a way to convey that idea, that in a nutshell, my idea of future research or tentative research which I'm going to conduct, which I'm willing to conduct, is this. I want to do this. This is research proposal. What questions, like I told you, know that research is basically is about answering the questions. So what questions your research is willing to answer. Research proposal highlights on them. Okay. With the help of this research questions, you actually tells your reviewer, you tells your university that till this point this has happened, this is going on, and this is what I am planning. So you are actually presenting three states, right? Three states you are presenting. This has happened in the past, past, present, future. Past you talked about in background, present states, what is going on, current state of, and future, that is what is your research is going to aim. So a holistic approach you present in your research proposal. Okay. And also your research proposal ensures that you give an idea with the help of your research proposal that my research is an original research, because every for the PhD and the MPhil researcher, it is mandatory to do a research which has not been done by anyone in the past. I'm sure everybody knows this. Okay. So you need to make sure that your title is an original one, your research is an original one. So your research proposal ensures that your research is an original research. Okay. So in advance, your research proposal ensures that before you go till the end of your research proposal ensures the originality of your research in advance. Okay. All right. Moving ahead to have a better understanding about research proposal, because see, this is very clear, because our research thesis, everything comes later. This research proposal, this clarity about research, this comes very, the research thesis clarity, this comes later. This proposal needs to be in place. If this gets approved, if this gets green signal by the university, then only you get to pursue your study. Okay. So this is the most important document as you submit within application process, this which gets reviewed. Okay. Which is, this gets a very this receives a very critical eye. What has you has demonstrates your research aptitude, your quality as a researcher, and how you can be a researcher, how you will be as a researcher. This you showcase to your supervisor, because obviously how you will be as a researcher, because it's not only your journey, it's your supervisor's journey also. If you will be spending your 4 years, your supervisor will also be spending 4 years. So if you are not a good researcher, if your research proposal reflects that, your research supervisor would not also be interested in taking along that journey ahead. In fact, nobody else, right? So all those who are on a step of preparing that research proposal, take your own sweet time, invest your research aptitude in that. Make sure you reflect your intelligence on research facades, and do the best, because this chance never comes back. Okay. Okay. Now, what do you do in your research proposal? What are the goals of your research proposal? Firstly, you need to reflect that how your study is filling the gap. Okay, so two things need to be presenting, that yes, there is a gap, and how your study is filling that gap. So identifying the gap is not only important, how your study is important and filling the gap is also important. All right, underscoring existing research on their subject, like how your study is actually is important, whatever kind of whatever topic you have taken, whatever subject you have taken, whatever activities you and your study is going to do on that subject, you need to explain that in your proposal. And what new additional knowledge your proposal, your study is going to do, your proposal will explain. So three more most important things: gap you need to showcase, and how your study is going to fulfill that, how your study is going to explain the existing research on the topic, the past, present, and the future aspect which I told you, what new additional things, additional knowledge, contribution, literature, or the practical contribution your study is going to do. These three things. Okay, so these three things needs to be elaborated. Now when you do all these things, this will showcase that you have done thorough analysis of your topic. Okay, great. Moving ahead, now I'll be taking you to the content of research proposal. After, once these contents are over, I'll be taking you a format of research proposal. All right, now first is your title. So this is a tentative title or a final title. Now tentative over final, why I have written tentative slash final, because again I have said that depends upon university to university. In various university you can change the title, in various university you can't change the title, so you may or may not be able to revise the title. Okay, so your title is that name which you give to your research. First thing. Second thing, now abstract which you give, before I move ahead, now these content of research proposal is the general content which I'm presenting to you. These contents, you may find some changes in your university format. Every university, they have a set structural guidelines toward their research proposal. Okay, so there may be some changes in your university format also, but more or less these are the same one which I'm discussing. So abstract is basically the summary of your entire research. Okay, what you are going to intend it to do, because till now you haven't done your research. So it will be in the abstract approximately words, because I have not mentioned the words, because again, your university or wherever you are submitting your research proposal, they will give you the tentative word count. Okay, so here you'll have to tell the tentative problems of the research which you'll be working on, and what issues, what research questions you want to focus on. The summary, generally the abstract is of 250 or 300 or 350 odd words approximately, I'm telling you. Okay, then comes your research context. Many a times it is also called as background also. Many a times it is also called as literature review also. I'm just telling you the options. Okay, so research, basically research context, it is basically that it this content or this section of your research proposal tells that what all kind of work which has been already done in the past related to your work related to your research. This shows that you have done a research literature review. Okay, this shows that you have done a research literature review. So what is happening today? That's what I told you, no? Past, present, future. So the past, what has happened, and the present state of knowledge, all this you will discuss. That familiarity of the topic, that you are familiar with the topic, that you will discuss in this section. Okay, then comes the next one, which is research questions. Now, research questions, these are those questions which will guide your research. What you are going to answer. Don't confuse them. Research objectives and research questions are different. In many proposals, they ask you for research objectives also. Okay, see, if the PPTs are blurred, don't worry. They will, when they'll be sent to you, they'll be cleared. Okay, just listen to me. I hope it will be clear now. I've just tried to do something. If they are clear to you, just increase the video quality. So research questions are basically those questions which provides the direction to your research. What exactly you are trying to answer. Okay, don't go for too broad research questions, and don't confuse between research objectives and research questions. Okay, and there should be an alignment between research objectives and research questions. Okay. Okay, then comes your research methods. So research methods are basically those ways with which you decide the conduct of your study. Like, how are you going to collect the data, how you are going to analyze the data, how are you going to do the sampling, how are you going to approach the people. This all comes into research methods. Then comes your significance of research. This is all a part of your research proposal. How your research is important. This is a very important section, by the way, and this is generally gets ignorance by the students. Reason being, this will be contributing by this, and so. But please pay attention towards this, because this showcase that your research is filling an actual gap, which is a prevailing gap, right? So please make sure that you ensures uh, a practical implication, that how your research is going to help the organization. That is called practical implications, the practical contributions. And literature contributions also, that how your research is going to contribute towards the literature. Then comes your bibliography, that what all relevant sources you have referred. Okay, now I would show you a source, a sample of research proposal. Okay, is just a second. Just a second. Okay, I'll email you a sample. Okay, I have an email. I have a sample, and I will email you a sample wherein I have in which you have your title, your abstract, your literature review, your I would like to read it out. I can't show it. Actually, the PDF is not opening right now. Your objective, your background, your scope, methodology, your references. Okay, so I would send it with the PPTs. I'll send it out with you. Okay. Now comes that how you can write the research proposal. So see, when you write the research proposal, make sure you give enough time. Don't make it in a GIF. Okay, generally what happen is we submit it in a hurry when we are trying to approach the last minute. So, and that too just out of my experience, I'm telling you that we generally get to know it very easily that the proposal it is prepared in the last minute or well in time. So it has to be in an objective tone. We get to know that how well read you are. It reflects in your writing, the kind of terminologies you used. Make sure that whatever structure you have, like the structure I have told you above, you can adhere to that also. If not, I'm not saying that that also only you have to follow, but whatever structure you get from the university to which you are applying, okay, to which you are applying, make sure that you adhere to the structure, to that. Okay, do not deviate from the structure. Okay, and a very clear and a logical way. Like for example, do not go for a very confusing statements, long statements. Don't go for that. Don't go for that. Short precise statements are okay, so that if we are reading, if we as in the reviewer is reading, we are able to make it a logical meaning. Okay, when you are writing your proposal. Okay, now once you are done writing your proposal, just don't submit it just for the sake of submitting. Editing is very important. Why editing is very important? Because that's a document, that's an official document, needs to undergo an editing. Okay, so any kind of grammatical error, any kind of punctuation error, I'm sure that punctuation doesn't matter a lot to you. I'm not saying to all, but many, but punctuation does matter a lot. A wrong comma, a comma placed at a wrong place entirely changed the meaning. Okay, you are selected full stop, you are selected question mark. Two sentences, same sentences but different punctuations, meaning changed, right? So make sure that whenever you are editing your proposal, when you are ready with the proposal, make sure you do the editing. Okay, so there are basically, firstly you need to do a substantive or content editing, wherein you are going for the entire manuscript. Okay, one part to another part, each section. Because what happen is when we are writing, so we may just write it, we may not focus on the structure, sentence structure, we just write it. So maybe some section needs to be replaced, some section needs to be adjusted once more. So that is content editing, when you are replacing, when you are adjusting your content. Then comes your copy editing stage. Next is when you are focusing on your language. In this, you are talking about your language, when you're talking about your spelling, when you're talking about your punctuation, and your so on. Okay, so there is no inconsistency, because see, it may not matters to you, but it does matter to the reviewer. You will say that okay, it is just a proposal stage, how does it matter? It will matter when you will write your thesis. Manuscript, the kind, the work which you are submitting. Any research work which is not yet finalized, it's called manuscript. Be it your research paper, be it your proposal. Once finalized, you may name it. Once a research paper is finalized, it is research paper. Once a research proposal is finalized, it is research proposal. Before that is a manuscript. Okay? So, any kind of error in terms of grammar, punctuation may not be impacting you, but it reflects that you may commit the same error later stages. No supervisor wants that kind of researcher. Okay? All right. Moving on, proofreading. So, proofreading basically, this is that, when you fix your punctuation mistakes, that any kind of error, yes, it is a crucial part. It's a very crucial part, Sravanti, that, you need to do line by line. You need to do word by word checking. Page word. See, before submitting your proposal, page number is correct, punctuations are correct, draft is say, correct, structure is correct, the line spacing is correct, the borders are correct, the structure is the same manner like the university has asked. Everything needs to be checked, double checked. Any error, any misplaced punctuation, any double word like the, for instance, I'm saying is, we in a hurry, we just type it double, needs to be checked twice. So for your better understanding, like for content editing, I told you, line editing, when you are going for, the right kind of, that every statement is making right meaning, every statement is making it's communicating the right kind of message. If it's need any kind of restructuring, okay. So you need to make sure that whatever you are writing is being checked, it's been error proof, it's been double checked by you, it's been proofreaded. Okay. All right. Now comes that what is the importance of editing and proofreading. uh, I think, thank you, Mr. John, thank you so much. Need not to say that why it is important, because see, imagine a situation, you have worked hard to get through your PhD admission, you worked hard to prepare your research proposal, every kind of literature you have read through, you have incorporated every kind of information, but you have not done the right kind of editing, and on the basis of that, by God forbid, your research proposal got rejected. So it's very harsh, right? So clarifies your writing, definitely. It catches the grammar error, needless to say, of course it does. So please, you need to do editing, you need to do proofreading to get your work accepted, to let your supervisor know that your work is error free. Okay. Okay. Now, there are some instructions for editing and proofreading which you can do, and that is, don't do that if you are doing it. Let's say, for example, your research proposal is of a long page, long document, 30 35 pages. Sometimes depends upon, again I'm saying that it depends upon which university you are applying for. So some have 10 to 15 pages, some have 30 to 35 sorry, some have 30 to 35 pages. So don't sit for the entire document at once, and do it from a distance. Like, I am a paper person, I always do it on the paper. If you do it on screen, just do it from the from some distance. And if you are a paper person, so just do it on so from some distance, and do it some in some batches. Okay, take it some highlighter and give some break, and do it some at some place where it's some quiet places there, not like some music is there or some television has been there, or don't do that. And don't sit continuously for your editing and proofreading. It may distract you. It does that. Okay. And it is an important task, so that's why, if you are short on time, if you think that it is I'm running out of time, don't avoid it, prioritize it. Editing and proofreading should be prioritized. Okay, so there are some proofreading tools for your purpose, that which may be used for your proofreading. And now there are some tips I'll be giving you for research proposal submission. So the first is be relevant. Now, why be relevant is, do not talk anything. Okay, whatever your topic is, basically talk related to your topic. Okay, research projects that have direct applicability to the topic at hand will catch the interest of reviewers, right? So whatever topic you have in your hand, because many a time what happens is, I'm sure all those who have the who are the research who are the science students, or who apply for the research projects, because many a times you apply through the research proposal for the research project positions also. So if you are applying for such positions with the help of research proposal, so make sure you do not talk everything, just be relevant, talk very specific. When you are submission before submitting, make sure that you talk very specific points. Okay, thank you, Miss Rita, thank you so much. So you talk very relevant, because see what happen is, when, see, I'm talking through my experience also, when we review some documents in hand, no, so what happen is, when we have a lot of documents in hand, so any document which is very specific, which is talking particular information, it catches our attention very easily. Okay, so that ways, pick something or present the information which can, or which is primarily related to the topic. Okay, second thing is, make your methodology very clear. Yes, absolutely, this is something which is the spinal cord of your research proposal. You just can't mess with it. Research methodology is that section of your research proposal which can't be ignored, or which can't be just presented for the sake of being presenting in your proposal. You just can't do that. Poor methodology or poorly discussed methodology is a big no in your proposal. You need to clearly discuss each and every section of your research methodology. Clearly elaborate each section of your methodology. Now, when you are presenting your methodology, your university point outs that what they are looking for. Even if they do not, even if they just say that, just discuss the methodology part, right? So refer to the old proposals, refer to the sample proposals, that what is to be included, just for your reference. You can talk about or if you have a pen and paper, you can talk about your research philosophy, or refer to research onion, Saunders research onion. Okay, when you are anybody is preparing for research proposal, explain the research methodology part, if what is to be included in research proposals, research methodology, if that is not discussed well in the guidelines of your university, explain the research onion. Very, it is a very common point, common topic in research methodology. Now don't go theory. Okay, when I'm saying research onion, that is, that explains research philosophy, research strategy, research method, that which research philosophy you're going for, which research method you are going for, which research strategy you're going for. Okay, and justify, and very short and crisp. Thank you everyone, thank you so much for the appreciation. And very short and the crisp form. Don't go, because you are presenting proposal, not the dissertation. Okay, so, but don't play around with the methodology, it's a very important aspect. That's what I'm saying. Sampling, which sampling you are going for, sample characteristics, data analysis, how are you going data collection tool, how are you going to collect the data, why are you choosing this particular data collection tool, whatever strategy you are presenting in methodology, justify that. Justification is very important, basically. Next tip is pay attention to the time frame and budget, for sure. Now, time frame is very important. That's what I said. Everything under the universe you can't do under the researcher, because once you clear the net and you become JRF, you think I can touch the sky, and that's not possible. So be realistic. Time frame is very important, and budget is as actually, because you need to collect the data collection also. So what kind of expense, especially for the people who are submitting the research proposal for the research project also, because I consider, while I was preparing the research slides also for this webinar, I was thinking about them too, because research proposal you need to send, you need to prepare for research projects positions also, so you need to take care of that aspect too. And then pay attention to the submitting guidelines too. This is very very clear, because when we are preparing our research proposal, we become too engrossed that no matter what, we forget about the guidelines. We are too engrossed in our own information that we do not look at what university has been asking. Okay, so please, humble request is to pay attention to what university has asked for. Even if you have presented enough information, but if it's not according to what they have asked for, they may reject it, because it shows that you are not paying attention to the guidelines. You are not an attentive researcher. Okay, all right. So this is what we had today, and now it's time for the question and answers. So now we are open for the question and answers. Your PPTs and recordings will be sent to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Joan. Thank you for attending the webinar. Please keep do so. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. I hope it is clear. Thank you so much, everyone. Now we are open for the questions. Please. See, dissertation, Savanti, is an elaborated version of your research proposal. Research proposal is basically what you are going to do in your dissertation. Okay. See, problem formulating is actually, Mr. Ragged, what you are. Uh, that's actually that's a separate topic altogether. But I'll help you out in that too. See, we when we do the literature, right? So we come across with literature gap, right? That what has happened in the past related to our topic, what other researchers have already done. So in that, we identify what aspects is not being covered, that we identify as a gap. Out of that, those gaps, we come across with our research gaps, and then we come across with research problems. Okay. Yeah, sure, Mr. Miss Jaberi, and okay, you can send it. Thank you so much. Yes, I hope, Mr. Raget, your answer is your question is answered. So, out of that research gap, literature gap, you come across and you formulate your problem. So, first, that literature gap identification is very much important. Can you do research on a topic that is seen deeply in a country but it's not worldwide known? Yes, absolutely, Prakriti, you can do that. And many researchers have been doing that. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Jabir, yes, yes, yes. You may contact research graduate and I'll be helping you out. For sure, for sure. Thank you so much, Savita. Thank you so much. See, Mr. Rohit, bibliography basically is that section which elaborates. See, when we do literature review, so we approach or we read a lot of journals, we do a lot of books, articles. So, all those sources, the collection of all those sources, that is, reference is what we name. So, can we cover more than? Yes, you may. One, two, you may go ahead. Thank you so much, Mr. Rohit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kuljeet. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Prakriti, you may go ahead. Definitely. See, like for example, Prakriti, if you're focusing on, there are many researchers which focus on economic status of, like there are many focuses which focuses on problems which are prevailing on India. There are theses which are on liberalization in India only. That has not never happened anywhere else. So you may go on. Okay, there are other questions. But then the problem comes up with that what question we should answer, because as we said we can over with. No, in that what problem is what questions we should answer, for that when you'll do the literature review, your questions will you will get narrowed down. It's not like that if the problem is not worldwide, you will not get the questions. There'll be lot of questions even then too. First of all, you finalize what you want to work on. Okay. Yes, Sarvanti, there will be future webinars also. There will be. Thank you so much, Mr. John. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jara. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. वेबसाइट लिंक को एपीए फॉर्मेट में कैसे लगाते हैं? ओके, राखी, जब आप वेबसाइट लिंक को एपीए फॉर्मेट में कैसे लगाते हैं, मैं आपको बताऊं अगर, तो आप जब वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट में जाते हो ना, तो आपके वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट में ही, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट में ही आपका, जब आप रेफरेंसिंग डालते हो तो उसी में आप चेंज कर दो। जब आप रेफरेंसिंग डाल रहे हो तो आपने कौन से फॉर्मेट में रेफरेंसिंग करनी है, हार्वर्ड में करनी है, एपीए में करनी है, शिकागो में करनी है, आप उसमें ही चेंज कर दो कि आपने एपीए में करनी है। तो जब आप एपीए फॉर्मेट में चेंज कर दोगे, तो जब आप अपना सोर्स डालोगे, व्हेन यू विल चेंज द सोर्स टू website link. Okay, जो वो sources मांगेगा, you put in that, then it'll come to website link to APA format. Try it that. That this particular way is there in your MS Word only. Need not to worry. Or if you want this, you check out our previous webinar, you may find it. What do you think about the animation field for research, as it is all about software and personalized skills? Mr. Amit, I'm a very naive person in animation film field basically, but however, when it comes to animation field, it's all about digitalization these days. You very well said. And आजकल तो VFS का जमाना है, and people are going gaga about VFS skills. So it is a field where I think a lot of scope is there, and a lot of work has already been done. For PhD, it is mandatory to conduct SLR to come up with gaps. See, Mr. Raget, let me clear you an air. SLR is systematic literature review. It is not mandatory. What is mandatory is literature review. Systematic literature review is a way of conducting research. Literature review is a part of exploring your previously conducted research, is what other people have done. Yes, it is mandatory. Not SLR, literature review. Yes, it is. I have given you I have given you research graduate email address. You may contact me on that. Thank you so much. Miss Rita, I'm always there. Thank you so much. You may go ahead. Don't think too much. Just jump in the world of PhD. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. See, if you'll think so much, you'll never be able to start. Just start. If anyone who is beginning with the proposal, just start writing. Okay, Prakriti, you have a question. Can you answer one more silly question? See, no research question is ever silly. Literature review, spelling is wrong, Prakriti, is something we do before the research. Yes. So it's not a silly question, it's okay, no problem. But what I'm confused about, what we have already gone through the basic literature and might about the case that these are the same literature we are using research. Now I am confused. Let me tell you what is literature review. Literature is the research which others have done related to your topic, which others have done. Review is when you are understanding it. So literature review is when you are understanding others research related to your topic. Did you get it? Literature review is when you are reviewing, when you are understanding others research related to your topic. So this is what you do during the course of your research, and this is the first step. That if I say in Hindi कि पहले ये समझना जरूरी है कि पहले क्या काम हो चुका है, so that कि हम वो ना करें. Did you get it, Prakriti? So you need to know that what all work has been already done. You need to understand that. Then you interpret it, okay, in your language, the way you review a book. Similarly, what are the types of research gap we have? See, primarily when you talk about research gap is that area which is not explored by other areas. For example, people say that consumers buy certain products because they like it, because they have money. Two aspects they have worked on, but they have not identified because the product of useful. So the use aspect is not being identified. So that is gap. So the area which is not being identified is or the area which is not being worked upon is research gap. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, Mr. Rager, last question. When we get an idea from an article that is cited from another reference by the author, both, we cite both. So let's say, for example, you are reading my article, and in my article, you get an idea from another reference which I have cited. Okay. So you will cite first that author, and then you will that citation in my name. So you will cite both. How to confirm that problem or question you found is not answered? By literature review, Sagar. That's what why you're doing literature review. Okay, Prakriti. What is the acceptable level of plagiarism in synopsis writing? Kuljit, that depends upon your university. Every university has different level of plagiarism, acceptable level of plagiarism. So ask your university. But can I use them to support my research? Yes, you can. How to register for this webinar? I given you the WhatsApp number and the email ID. Let me take you back to this that just a second. Let me take you back to that details of registration. Okay, so can you see the screen, Saida? With these details, you can register. Thank you so much, Ragit. Thank you, Prakriti. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Any other question? Do we have any other questions with us? Thank you so much. Thank you. So I hope all the questions are answered now. Thank you so much, Seema. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So all those who would like to register for the next series of webinar, the details are there on your screens, and the recordings for the webinars and the PPTs and the certificates will be delivered on your registered email IDs, and it will be given to you. Thank you so much, Amreen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tawari. Thank you. See, depends upon Prakriti what kind of research questions you have, what you want to achieve with your research. You just can't say that what are the basic methods. That depends upon what are your research objectives. All right. So, with your research questions in hand, all these methods, and that's what I said. When you present your research proposal, your methodology plays a very important role. Okay. Your methodology plays an important role because your alignment between questions and objectives and your methodology, this should be showcased. Okay. So, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you once again for attending. And thank you so much for attending. So we shall see in the next series of webinars. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.